everybody, welcome back to the next episode of What If Civilization Reset. On this episode, we're just going to be doing a little bit of everything. Now, first off, I will add a capital to these guys, which is pretty much just going to be the old capital of this country. So, yeah. Yeah. So, this episode's probably going to be a little bit of everything. So, first off, we're going to be having the Border Fixer Treaty. Now, last episode, I believe we had the War of the Light Red Country, where the Red Country, the Brown Country, and the United Magenta Brothers all, kind of got land. So, right here, part of this new treaty, they will, fix their borders with each other. There we go. Alright. Next, we have the discovery of Iceland by this guy. This little country. And also the somewhat discovery of Greenland. And Greenland actually has a lot of resources, so these are same thing with Iceland. So this is actually very good for the British country. They have technically 3 colonies: the Irish Island, Iceland, and Greenland. One of the a bunch of other European countries will also discover Greenland, and they think it is very nice. The Brown Country will make some settlements. The French country will actually also make a settlement. And even the Scandinavian country will make a settlement, but it's going to be way up here. Even border the British colony. I guess this is the British country's colony. Pretty much a British country. And they're pretty much doing the same thing what the Brits did. Colonizing everything. Down here in Africa, we will actually see another thrive of Africa. And the Magenta Brothers expanding. Because why not? And even the discovery of colonizing Madagascar. A bunch of other countries will also colonize Madagascar, including one of the newest countries, the Red Country, in 2 places, actually. And the Purple Country. Now, the Americas have not been discovered yet, nor has Oceania or even most of Asia or Africa. But this will all change very soon, especially for Africa, I would say. As we have a new country appearing in Africa. Very large one at that. he'll come do you. Sorry. I'm just thinking about a video that I saw. This is a video, this woman got mad at this dude, and he said, and she was mad that, the dude's car was too loud next to the church, and she said, "Oh, my son will come do you." So funny. Also, I recommend checking out the video called Accuser of the Brethren. It's really funny. My dad showed it to me. You accuser of the brethren. It's good. Go watch it. I'm telling you now. Anyway, this little country, just like exists, and it's large. Back to Greenland, actually. Never mind, this video is probably going to be about Greenland. The British, I guess I'll call them the Yiddish. Because why not? The Yiddish. The Yiddish will expand their colony in Africa. So will the little Scandinavians. Starting to border the British again. And the Spanish and the French will also actually split their colonies a bit evenly. It's not very evenly though. So the French can only expand so much until they are cut off. And then, the Spanish dudes are like, you know what? We'll give you this because we want to go that way and you can go a little bit of that way. So that's what the French do. They go a little bit of that way and start to cut off the British a little bit. Or the Yiddish, I'm sorry. The Yiddish. And these little Spanish guys will continue to go that way. And even the first somewhat discovery of North America, which will lead to the colonization of this island. No, America will not be found, not this episode. I will tell you that. And the Spanish feel like they have a good enough colony. So the Spanish say, we'll stop colonizing Greenland for a little bit because we think we're fine. They also decide to let their African colonies be able to exist. So this means the revival of the light red country. Hold on. Just got to do a little bit of that. Yeah, so the red country will reappear. And be renewed. So the White Red Country will return for now, I guess. And a new country, which will also have a bunch of disputes with another country. I wonder what kind of, like, real world thing this reminds me of. Totally not Western Sahara, Morocco. Oh no. Anyways. Okay. And there we go. Okay. There we go. There we go. And okay. We're good now. Well, somewhat. But yeah. So we have the release of most of those African colonies. And the red team getting most of those leftovers. Yeah. And we will also see the continued colonization of Madagascar. With this purple team right there having the largest. And those guys leaving because they don't like that anymore. So now it's just the purple, the magenta brothers, and the red dudes, the oldest guy. Next we are gonna see another all-out brawl here, and this will actually have to do with a bunch of countries, starting out with the French, because the French over here are like UK or the Yiddish. Hey, let me get that little piece of land, and they're like, okay, and so they buy it. But they want more. So they declare war on two countries. And start going to war with those two guys. So does this little Italian country. They also declare war on pretty much all of them. And so they go to war with also the Cyan country. And start to take a bunch of stuff. The Cyan country's like, you know what? Yeah, you can have our bottom half. And that, yeah, I won't say that. But yeah, you can have our bottom, or the southern part of our country. And so they're like, okay. And they continue to take a little bit of everything. So these French and Italian countries decide, hey, let's split. And so they split. then Italian take a little more. Those guys don't even bother to move their capital. And the Italian even gets sold this little piece of land from the dark green country. And the first war happens between these two, with the green team supporting those guys and the red team supporting these guys. So we have an all-out brawl basically. So the red team will actually take this island from them, and this little country will actually start to push in. These guys will start to push in. And they will continue. And so a bit of a mix-up happens. And the red team isn't actually attacking. They're just sending aid. But the green team was definitely attacking. So they kind of get in there and, force them to Turkish mainland. And the red team is like, I cannot have that. These guys on my borders? No. So they help them push them back even more. And they even earn a bit of territory in return. So, that was kind of a failed war. As they earn a lot of territory from the peace treaty. And the green team is like, yeah, let's get a little bit of that back. And this war kind of continues over here. They block off those guys, and they're like, okay. Yeah, that's good enough. I think we blocked off your allies, so this is fine. And so the peace treaty is made, and so that's how it looks. But, there's one more thing. The red team being awarded some territory. The red team is actually very successful. And, there we go. Yeah. Well. Alright, now we have the continued colonization of... Hold on, I gotta check the recording time. Oh. Okay. The continued expansion of the orange team. And... there we go. And even the orange team colonizing the other half of this little island. And then we have this, the Greenland Treaty. This is the treaty of the borders being split between all these different countries and stuff. So, first off, the Scandinavians will get the entirety of the North, as the British will obtain those territories. Their southernmost territories. And this for the rest of the uncolonized Greenland. The French will extend more into the southern areas and cut off the British, or the Yiddish, a little more. Hold on, let me fix that, because that isn't right. and the Spanish country will obtain that from the rest, and these guys will get the rest. So yeah, that's the colonization of Greenland, and also these little that little Spanish country discovering more of Canada, these little Canadian islands. I would say the Scandinavians are definitely the Vikings. So yeah. And they will continue to discover more and more of these little Canadian islands. But they won't discover America. No. They're so close, but so far. And also some expansion happening again with these guys. They will be expanding their territory. Technically their empire. And even Taiwan. And yeah, so I think that's going to be all for this episode. Alright, bye guys.